Have you ever felt like life is just the same thing over and over again? Wake up, work, struggle, try, fail, start again. It's like climbing a mountain only to find that by the time you reach the top, everything you worked for has slipped away. This is exactly the story of Sisyphus. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus was a clever king, but he defied the gods. His punishment was cruel. He was condemned to push a massive boulder up a steep mountain. And just as he reached the summit, the boulder would slip from his hands and thunder back down to the bottom. His progress erased, his effort meaningless, and he was forced to begin again, for eternity. On the surface, it looks like the most hopeless fate imaginable. Imagine the weight of that rock. Imagine the exhaustion. Imagine knowing that no matter how hard you work, you will never succeed. But here's where the story becomes more than a myth, because the French philosopher Albert Camus looked at this tale and said something that shocked the world. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Happy. How could a man condemned to endless struggle possibly be happy? Camus argued that Sisyphus's punishment is actually the perfect mirror of our own lives. Because, let's be honest, how many times have you felt like you were pushing your own boulder? The work that never ends, the dreams that keep slipping away, the responsibilities that roll back on you the moment you think you've finally made progress. We all live with repetition. We all face setbacks. And at some point, we all ask the question, what's the point? Camus' answer was radical. The point is not at the top of the mountain. The point is in the climb itself. Because if life is destined to repeat, if struggles never stop, then the only meaning we'll ever find is the one we choose in each moment. Sisyphus is not defeated when the stone rolls down. He's only defeated if he despairs. And Camus says he doesn't despair. He accepts his fate. He accepts the absurdity of his task, and in that acceptance, he becomes free. That is why we must imagine him happy. Because he has discovered something the gods never wanted him to know. The stone is not his enemy. The climb is his life. And no god, no punishment, no fate can take away his ability to embrace it. And here's the secret. The same is true for us. Now think about your own life. How many times have you pushed the boulder only to watch it roll back down? Maybe it was a dream that fell apart, a relationship you thought would last forever but didn't, a goal you worked for years to achieve only to start over from zero. In those moments, it's easy to feel like Sisyphus, condemned to endless effort, robbed of meaning, trapped in futility. But Camus gives us a different perspective. The struggle itself is where meaning is born. The joy is not at the top of the mountain. The joy is in the act of climbing it. The meaning of life is not in winning once and for all. It's in refusing to give up, even when life knocks you back down. Sisyphus's story is not tragedy. It's triumph. Every time he places his shoulder against the stone, he is declaring, I choose to continue. He may never conquer the mountain, but he conquers something greater, despair. And you can too. Every time you take one more step after falling, you are Sisyphus. Every time you rebuild after a failure, you are Sisyphus. Every time you find the strength to keep living, even when everything feels meaningless, you are Sisyphus. And here's the paradox. When you embrace the climb instead of resisting it, life begins to change. You stop waiting for the day when everything will finally be easy. You stop measuring your worth by how far the stone has rolled, and you start to see something extraordinary, that the climb itself is enough. This is the gift of Sisyphus. He shows us that meaning doesn't need to be given by gods or fate or anyone else. Meaning is something we create when we choose to keep going. So the next time you feel like your life is just pushing a boulder uphill, remember, the gods don't win. The stone doesn't win. The mountain doesn't win. You win the moment you embrace the struggle as your own. Because when you stop looking for meaning at the top, you discover it's been there all along, in every push, in every breath, in every step.